Welcome to T-Boys TV and
Pro Sports.
bang. And we are on Bromley on tour as well, Harry. But obviously, he's not quite here. He might be here during the stream, but we're not too sure yet. But obviously, we're here. Championship show previewing the game week 4 games. Obviously, Luton are the Friday night as well. So obviously, I did do the Hat Show earlier. So do check that out if you haven't already. But first of all, Lewis, how are you?
Yeah, not too bad.
Doesn't sound too positive, but
I don't know. I say things. I'll speak to you about it later.
okay, fair enough. Hope everything's all right, mate.
Yeah.
But yeah, shout out to Alex in the chat. Good to see you in the chat, mate. It says evening, lads. Big up to yourself, mate. Hope you're well. Big up to everyone that's waiting as well. Apologies that we were a bit late. I blame myself. I had a few things I had to do and it was hectic. As soon as I finished the house show, geez, it was an absolute madness with other stuff. So yeah, man. But yeah, we are good. Thanks, Alex, mate. Hope you are well. But yeah, let's get into it. So obviously, like I say, the championship game week 4. Obviously, the first game is the Luton game. Obviously, I did go into detail on it earlier a bit more, but going into this, I mean, I don't know. I mean, if there is a time to win, you would think it's now. I just don't know with us at the moment. I could probably see our first win coming after the international break, if I'm honest. But even then, we've got a difficult opening game back. Millwall away, 12:30, not an easy game. But they're not quite the same team at this moment in time anyway, as they have been in previous years. But it's an interesting one. I mean, QPR, obviously, we just played them during a week, did lose on penalties. Again, I was a bit surprised how strong we went, in that game, I'm going to be honest. But, a few players coming back now, getting into the swing of things, i.e. Nakamba, Reece Burke, etc. So it's an interesting one. I mean, Rob Edwards has openly said Nakamba's not going to play a full 90 minutes, which we all, expect him not to. It's just whether, does he start the game, and then come off? Same with Reece Burke. There's a few questions that we will see, but it's good that we've got, more players coming back. It's an interesting one. Like I mentioned on the Hat Show, you can go with several lineups because there's that many options to go with now for us, which is good. It hasn't been like that for a while, but it's an interesting one. I mean, under the lights, the last time we played under the lights, not so great, obviously against Burnley, but it's a good opportunity to bounce back. Before the international break. But I don't think it's going to be interesting. It's just how we play for me because at the end of the day, we are at home. So it is a game we should be dominating. And to be fair, we dominated them at their ground, especially in the second half. It was just we just couldn't finish, and that's my only worry with us at the moment. Just not finishing, chances we're having. We're having X amount of chances. We had 17 away at Preston. Didn't feel like it, but we did. We had 22 the other night, which is not converting, but there will be a game where we will convert and we will beat someone quite convincingly, like that Brighton game. I do believe that, but it's just a matter of when will that happen, and I don't know if it happens tomorrow. So for me, like I said on the Hat Show, I'm going to go with a draw, unfortunately. Which again, at least it's not a loss, but ideally, we want to try and win this game, really. So for me, I'm going to say a 1-1 draw. What do you think about this one, Lewis?
Yeah, I think it's a perfect sort of game to potentially bounce back Farsley to defeat Preston. Not ideal. Tuesday night, I watched snippets of it. My blooming Sky Plus thing was all over the shop, so.
Oh, mate, it is for everyone. Don't worry about that.
It's awful. That's not great for me, is it? I think Luton will win. I don't expect it to be an easy task. Obviously, QPR, of course, you're looking at the CFL Cup. Did Luton really take it seriously? With the lineup, it seemed like it did. So I feel like you'll beat them tomorrow. I feel like, especially at the Kenny, it's a different sort of atmosphere than what they faced on Tuesday. Yeah, Tuesday. So I'm going to have a 3-1 Luton. I feel like you'll get the win. I feel like it'll be fairly comfortable. Not entirely. I feel like you will concede because it's a known thing in the minute.
Yeah.
But I feel like you get a fairly comfortable win. The other thing that could maybe make me deterred from that is should Mendy leave some point tomorrow, which things up in the air about that one. Because obviously, with the thing you say, with you saying obviously you're not going for that centre back anymore. If Mendy leaves, it leaves a little bit of a gap. Obviously, McGuinness obviously came in obviously early in the window. Still got a fairly decent back line. Should Mendy leave, but obviously it'll be a big hole if he does leave.
Well, what I will say quickly on that is Rob Edwards actually shut down them rumours, said they weren't true, which is quite interesting because Fabrizio Romano had come out and said it. We know he's quite reliable with stuff like that. So I don't know. Apparently, nothing's actually come in. Even there was rumoured to be an offer for Kaminsky from Leicester, and apparently that didn't even come in either. So, but he has said we're still looking to get players in. It's not a one out, one in situation. Obviously, been rumoured with a few strikers. Apparently, if anything's up in the air at the moment, it's the Joe Taylor stuff because earlier I heard that he's gone to Huddersfield on a loan, season loan, but then I'm hearing that he's staying from other people and Huddersfield want him, but they're not getting him. It's all mad, really. And this is the thing for us because we technically only have today and tomorrow. Well, no, nothing will happen now. Very much about it.
Everyone has tomorrow. Well,
But yeah, we literally got to like what I'm trying to say is we're playing during the day, during the night. Sorry, so we've only got the day and the afternoon. Do you know what I mean? So it could even be like a Lukonga situation where he was at a game. Can't remember what game it was, but then he was announced and signing. It might be something like that because I believe we will get at least another player in. Who that is, probably an attacker at this point, I would say. Especially if Taylor guy. I don't think he will. I think it's just a rumor. But Huddersfield fans try and say they spot him at the training ground. It's nothing like him. He hasn't even got the same hair colour. Do you know what I mean? Like it's crazy. Like for me, I think we'll keep him. And yeah, it also depends. I think we have to change the front two around as well tomorrow. As much as they were better against QPR, I just feel you've got to change it, you've got to adapt. And hopefully we see the likes of Taylor start. Will we? Probably not. But
should he still be at the club, that is.
What's that, sorry?
Should he obviously still be there?
Yeah, I think he will. I think he will, mate. I think he'll still be there. But we'll see. So 3-1, you say, Lewis, yeah? Convincing win?
Yeah, sorry.
Convincing win then?
I think it was
or a close 3-1, one of them close ones.
I feel like it'd be fairly comfortable, but I've got a feeling it'd be more on the side of you take your chances. I feel like it'd be close, but like the close of where you slightly dominate, but not like entirely. I feel like they'll have the chances, but just absolutely just spur them like you did on Tuesday and obviously the weekend.
Yeah,
but I feel like one of the games where if you take your chances, you'll win. But we'll have to wait and see. But just,
yeah, we should do definitely with them chances that we have. 100%, if we take them, we should be winning. Like it's crazy.
Just a little, obviously, a little point regarding obviously with you playing tomorrow night, which obviously isn't exactly ideal. Do you reckon it'll be a thing of where the board's still working behind the scenes, or do you reckon by the time the game comes, you're done?
I reckon they'll still be working behind the scenes, mate. To be honest, if I'm going to be honest, they're probably going to work hard until early hours of this morning, because I know they are trying. It's just a matter of who is it going to be, which is what I'm curious to see. I mean, for me, it's probably some sort of attacker, whether that's a striker or a wide player or someone that can do both. Because I look at the midfield now, and midfield's actually pretty stacked. All right, we haven't got everyone available, but you've got the likes of Nakamba back now, so that's a CDM. So that gives Clark or Baptiste, whoever plays, the freedom and luxury to do what they're better at, which is going forward. So you got them. You got Ruddock as well. You got Kraus probably when the international breaks back. I think it'll be a bit early for him tomorrow, but you got him as well, another CDM. And you got a lot of cams essentially that can play in the midfield as well, i.e. Nelson, Chong, not as a centre midfield, but they can play, in and around it. So there is them positions there. Defence we're stacked, at this moment, even if Mengi did go, which, Rob Edwards has shut that down, but even if he did, that's why we got McGuinness, for that big fee, because, we sort of had the plan in place. Obviously, you got Anderson coming back, you got Burke. Like when all these defenders are coming back, you actually realise they were quite stacked in defence. You got Bell as well. You can play left wing back and left centre back. You've got Johnson there as well. You know what I mean? You've got loads of options. So for me, it'll be an attacker, especially with just how we've lacked that final third at times. You know, as the season goes on, I expect Morris and Elijah to be on it more. But just at this current moment in time, I just think we need to change it up because it's not. Yeah, they're having chances, but we're not scoring. Do you know what I mean? Like we need to get that win and then keep the confidence and that. But we'll see, man. We'll see what happens. But yeah, 3-1. I mean, that was the score the last time we played them at Kenilworth Road. 3-1. That was an early kickoff, I believe. Did do a watch along to that. So you never know. Could be one of them. I mean, you need to dish out a bit of revenge. That'd be nice. And like I said, even before the League Cup game, if anyone said to me, ideally, I wanted to win both. But if someone said to me, what game would you rather win the league? Obviously, because we're not going to win the League Cup, are we? So, especially this new format, it's just an absolute joke, mate. But yeah, there we go. There's enough said on that.
Is that in after this round, or was it purely just this round?
What's that? The new format?
Yeah, this new.
Yeah, no, it's now. It's now. It's
just
crazy.
this round.
Yeah. It's like the top. It's like the top. Well, not even the ones they got in Europe. They can get
it's the top 6 minus Chelsea.
Yeah, it's ridiculous, man. It's terrible. It's just like, well, at the end of the day, like, do you know what I'm saying? Like, they're in Europe. Half of these teams rotate and they cry about, oh, but we're playing extra games. Half of them rotate anyway. Do you know what I mean? Like, play kids in these sort of games. It's just
like Villa will
they avoid each other. Like, I would rather see, right, Man City versus Liverpool in round 3 because then one of the big ones goes out, bang. Do you know what I mean? But now they, it's just stupid. But anyway, that's for another time. Moving on to the next game, which is actually a really good game. I will watch this. Early kickoff on the Saturday. Obviously, Derby. A few derbies this weekend. Obviously, in the Championship. This is one of them that is going on. Burnley versus Blackburn. Now, Blackburn obviously unbeaten. Has still done very well since Schmodix has left. Burnley obviously did take a defeat to an informed Sunderland last weekend, but it's a difficult one because Burnley are at home, but Blackburn, I don't know. I mean, they're doing all right at the moment. I mean, Burnley have lost quite a few key players as well, so it's an interesting game. I mean, Burnley do have the better, edge over Blackburn, overall when it comes to head, but it's a difficult one to call for me. How do you see this one going, Lewis?
I think with it being a turf moor, you probably lean towards Burnley, but obviously at the same time it's Derby, so you can't exactly really, in a sense, go off that. Both set of fans obviously be right up for it. Both squads will be up for it. Obviously, we've obviously Burnley losing quite a few, but replacing them quite well. Some of them quite well. And you probably would expect to see a few more in the door tomorrow at Burnley because we're obviously leaving Greg Horse today. Probably expected to go anyway, but obviously they lost Darrow. I don't think they get to sign a centre back, so you probably expect to see one come through the door. I feel like it'll be a good game regardless. I think I'd say both teams will be proper up for this, whether it being a derby. But I feel like you do kind of have to lean towards Burnley. As far as I'm aware, Blackburn haven't exactly replaced Simonics yet. Unless maybe that Japanese guy was his replacement, with them probably expecting him to leave, as he has. But I'm going to go with a 2-0 Burnley. But I feel like it'll be one of them where you can't write off Blackburn with it being a derby.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Especially, they're still, again, I know form goes out the window, but they're still, unbeaten and doing very well. A lot better than people anticipated, with Schmodix leaving. So it's an interesting one. I mean, yeah, I'm on the same wavelength as you. I was thinking of maybe going with a 2-2 draw, but instead I'm going to go with a 2-1 Burnley win. I think they'll just edge it, especially being at home. I think they'll bounce back after, last week. And as much as Sunderland have been very good, you've got to give them credit. I don't think Burnley was really, great last week in the sense of they didn't really have a lot of chances, which I was a bit surprised about. But we'll see. Also, Alex reckons tomorrow is the day we get that big convincing win. I mean, that would be nice against QPR. But that's the thing, like we dominate, but we just need to take our chances. And when we do, it will click and it will happen. I think someone else actually said 4-0 earlier to me on the Hat Show. So I mean, if you, if we can take our chances, I can't see no reason why not. It's just whether we do, because we are proper dominant, especially at their place the other day. Like they still played a fairly strong team as well, but it's just whether we take them really. Is my worry. Like that's the only thing for me. Because at the end of the day, like they're all right, but it's not like they're not a Leeds, they're not a Burnley, they're not a Sheffield, they're not someone like that. Do you know what I mean? So we'll see. We'll see. I mean, last time 3-1 convincing. So you never know. It might just be one of them records that keeps coming up, but we'll see. Moving on to the next game. Obviously, again, there's three 12:30 games again this weekend. Next one's quite interesting for me. Cardiff versus Middlesbrough. Now, Cardiff had that really good game during the week against Southampton, 5-3. Some really good goals in that game from both teams. Middlesbrough, on the other hand, they lost convincingly, which yes, they rotated, but again, Stoke did as well. And, especially with how emphatically they beat Leeds away in the round before that. I was very surprised about that. But Middlesbrough in the league, been a bit hit and miss. Obviously, won their first game, drew to Portsmouth, and can't remember the other game. But yeah, they've had a bit of a
Swansea.
rocky. That was it. Yeah. That was it. Swansea first game they won. Who was their second game of the season? Oh yeah,
Well, hang
Derby.
on.
That was it. Derby, and
Oh,
then
Middlesbrough.
obviously,
Sorry. Oh no, hang
yeah,
on. No,
yeah, yeah,
sorry.
yeah.
I thought it was Cardiff.
No.
First game Middlesbrough was
Yes, it's Swansea, and then they lost to
no.
Derby.
It weren't. Was this one? Yeah, it was Swansea, wasn't it?
Yeah, 1-0, and then they had who was it? It's just gone out my head. Derby, and then and then obviously they drew to Portsmouth in the last game. Taking on Cardiff. I mean, Cardiff actually looked all right, to be fair, against Southampton. Yeah, Southampton rotated a bit, but still, to give it right go, they got that, you know, vital point to maybe kickstart their season against Swansea in the derby. So do you know what? Especially about Middlesbrough have been quite hit and miss. I'll get in my prediction first for this one. I'm actually going to go with a Cardiff win. I'm going to say 1-0 to Cardiff. I think it'll be a tight game, but I'm actually going to back Cardiff to get a win. I mean, if we don't win and they do though, that won't be great because we'll actually go bottom of the league. So, I mean, in that aspect, hopefully we win as well. But yeah, I think they'll win, man. 1-0, I'm going to say. How do you see this one going, Lewis?
Yeah, I mean, Cardiff obviously in 5-3 games, probably back to 3-3, and then it seemed like it maybe collapsed or maybe tiredness came into it. I feel like obviously Middlesbrough will want to.
Oh,
He's back on thingy. I forgot to say.
there you go.
Want to get their season back some sort on track. Obviously, after I know the 5-0 was in the League Cup, but to lose 5-0, yes, both teams rotated, but to lose 5-0 to a fellow Championship side, it's not a good look. So I've just got a feeling for some reason, looking into this, I feel like I can see a draw. So I'm going to have a 1-1 draw. I feel like neither team look comfortable at the minute. So I just remember one of those games where a lot of chances missed and it'll come back to bite both teams. I'll just go with a 1-1.
No, that's fair enough. It could very well be like that. I do expect a tight game, definitely. Shout out to Paul in the chat. Good evening, Luton 3-0. I mean, the thing is, people look at this from the outside and go, "Oh, you guys, how are you saying that?" But honestly, guys, like if we can finish our chances right, like generally with how we're dominating games, we will get a convincing win at some point. You remember the Brighton game? I know it's a bit of a one-off, but where you're just on it. Like we do have the quality to do that. It's just whether we do. That's my problem. Will we actually be clinical? And I just think personally, I mean, I hope I'm wrong. I'll be on the watch along tomorrow, but hopefully, I just think it might be after the international break. I'm not saying the first game after the international break, 'cause that is Millwall away. That is quite difficult. But, maybe the first home game or something like that. I just think it might be then. I just think we need to regroup, hopefully get more, back players back for the international break and then go from there, really. But big up to yourself, mate, for tuning in. But yeah, moving on to the next one, which is again another 12:30. Quite an interesting one, this one for me, and that is Coventry City versus Norwich City. Now, Coventry again been a bit hit and miss. Obviously, lost the first game of the season to Stoke. Didn't really expect that. Didn't even score. Then they obviously beat Oxford 3-2. Really good Friday night game that was. And then they drew away at Bristol City, which, to be fair, like I always say, I've got high expectations for Bristol City. So I'd say that was a decent point, especially with how dominant Bristol City were in the first half of that game.
Oh, he's here.
Oh yeah, he is. Yeah, sorry. There's a lot of things going on there. He is. Come on. What you saying, Harry?
You all right?
Yeah, all good, mate. All good. But yeah, as I was saying, like I say, looking back at it with how dominant Bristol City were, that's probably a decent draw. Coventry got there, taking on Norwich, aka Harry's favourite team. But yeah, no, I don't know with Norwich. Again, they're hit and miss. I mean, they've got a few decent draws. Sheffield United at home, decent draw. Blackburn at home, I mean, that one they're probably aiming to try and win that, but it's one of them. So it's an interesting one, but I know Coventry have a really bad record. Last time they actually won against Norwich was like 2010. It's a really, really bad record they've got. But I reckon the streak is going to end Undertaker settings, right? I'm going to say 2-1 to Coventry in this one. I mean, I did say 2-1 last week, and that didn't happen. But yeah, I'm going to say 2-1 for this one. Lewis, say your prediction quickly, and then we'll see if Harry's changed any of his for the other games that we mentioned.
You said 2-1 Coventry, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I reckon they'll beat that streak that they've got of not winning since 2010.
I feel like it's one of those games where if Norwich can turn up, then they maybe could do it. I feel like Coventry's been a little bit hit and miss in terms of stop shaking your head, Harry. I feel like Coventry can be a little bit hit and miss as well, especially that miss season, obviously. Because the injury against Coventry, against Oxford. Yes, they won the game, but it's not ideal, I guess. And obviously the draw against Bristol, I think it was.
Yeah, it was it.
Obviously losing to Stoke first game of the season. I don't know. Something tells me Norwich should beat them. I don't know why. I got it one of them games where, again, sort down the chances. I just got a feeling Coventry, they're looking okay, but Norwich have to turn it around, and at some point, I think something tells me it will be this game. So I'm just going with 1-0 Norwich.
Well, like I say, mate, they've got a very good record. Last time Coventry beat them was actually not 2010, it was 2009. So that's how poor their record is against them. So if anyone is going to win, you probably would say them, and you base it on that as well. A few draws in that as well. But yeah, I mean, Harry, how do you see this one going? And then we'll revise your other ones if you've changed any.
Coventry win, mate. No chance Norwich of beating Coventry away. Their form been poor this season, so I don't see that changing. And easy win for Coventry. I think I've said 2-0, so I'll stick by it.
Yeah,
2-0.
And then your other ones quickly to see if you've changed them. So obviously Luton QPR still going with a Luton 2-0. You said.
Yeah, I'll still go with that.
Yeah. The Burnley Blackburn. Can't remember what you said for that, Lewis. If you've got that. Sticking with that.
Yeah, I'll stick with that.
And then the last one out of them, Cardiff Middlesbrough.
1-0 Cardiff, you said.
Yeah, stick with that as well.
1-0 Cardiff, you say?
Yeah, 1-0.
Nice. We're going with the same on that. And then moving on to the next one, 3 o'clock games now. Derby versus Bristol City. Again, this is quite an interesting game for me because Derby, you know, when these teams come up, you look at it and you think, well, if they stay up, it's their home form that's going to have to count. Taking on Bristol City, who, especially based on their chances in the first half, they should have really, you know, been in the lead and kept it really against Coventry. It's an interesting one. I mean, Derby won their last home game, as we know, beating Middlesbrough. Bristol City, I don't know with them. Like I say, I've got high expectations, but I just think a lot of their home games will be a lot better than their away games, you know, come the end of the season. It's a difficult one here for me. I'm going to sit on the fence and I'm actually going to go with another draw, same as what I said for Luton QPR, which is 1-1, unfortunately, for us. But yeah, 1-1, I'm going to say. Harry, you how do you see Derby getting that home momentum carry on going?
It's a tough one, mate. It is a tough one. I mean, Derby played Watford, didn't play too bad, but lost, and Bristol scoring goals. So for me, I just think ever so slightly, I think Bristol will win 2-1.
Fair enough. I mean, if you're basing it on the quality, you know, Bristol City should maybe edge it, especially if they're clinical, because they weren't quite clinical in the Coventry game. But if they are, then there's no reason why they can't win. But yeah, Lewis, how do you see this one going, mate?
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with Harry with 2-1. I feel like to Bristol. I feel like I expect Derby to take it to them, especially with it being at Pride Park. But Bristol stayed good, like really good, and I feel like, well, we've both said they'll be up there. I think youth will win the playoff outcome just to miss out. Obviously, I feel like Derby, they're putting the robust performances in. Like, they're not playing too bad. But yeah, I'm going to go with 2-1. I feel like it'll be a fair score. I just feel like it'll be a decent game, but Bristol to like nick it quite late on.
Yeah, no, it could be one of them. Moving on to the next one. I mean, Hanno's already said his thoughts on it. Is your game, Lewis? You are going to this one again, aren't you? Going another trip to Leeds. I know you went last year.
Oh, I did.
The floor is yours, mate. How you feeling?
Does it have to be?
Well, you're the whole fan, mate. So I'll let you say your thoughts first.
Oh, this could be a long. As much as it's only about an hour and 15 minutes down the road, it could be a long journey back. I don't know. I feel like it's paying what we do tomorrow. In the window, a lot's fucking blame on City. Because there's rumours about Ben Doak, and then the Doak thing's not happening, and then it's back on apparently. So God knows what's happening with that one.
He would be a quality signing, mate. He's a good player, man.
Yeah, I mean, I've said, well, we'll get into that a bit later on, but I feel like we'll score. We will score. I think. But I just got a feeling Leeds' quality will just show through, obviously, the way they played on Friday night against Sheffield Wednesday. I don't think it'll be as dominant. I feel like we'll take it to them, especially with it being classes as a derby, because they're both teams in Yorkshire. It's not exactly a derby, but we'll class it as one. I want to say a win, but I just can't see it. I'm going to have to go 2-1 Leeds. I've got a feeling they'll have a little bit too much for us.
2-1 Leeds. Jeez. I mean, yeah. I mean, it's probably favouring towards a Leeds win. You know, again, as much as I didn't rate Sheffield Wednesday's way of playing against Leeds, they did, you know, when they had the chances, they took them. Harry, are you on the same wavelength? Can you see a Leeds win?
Absolutely, 100%. Lewis can enjoy his beer, and I don't know why he's going to enjoy it. I mean,
I'm going to enjoy nothing. I'm giving no money to that little scrawny club. I'm giving absolutely nothing to that place. Absolutely nothing. None of my good money is going on that shambles of a club. 0-0-0 of it.
A beer and a pie
No,
and a free
look,
and a
mate,
3-0 loss.
nothing.
3-0, jeez.
Nothing is going on in that little scrawny club that they call the Pride of Yorkshire. If that's the Pride of Yorkshire, Yorkshire's in the mud.
Yeah, it's safe to say Lewis loves Leeds, guys. As you
Absolutely
can
not.
tell. But no, my
Very simple
prediction, I reckon the same as you, Lewis, to be fair. I don't know, I was thinking maybe a 3-1 to Leeds, but I don't know, I just think might be a bit closer because what I've seen the Leeds, as much as they've got a good win, like I say the other day, they're just not as clinical as I'd expect them to be, at times. And I do think because I just think Hull will make it a bit closer because I swear in large parts last season it was quite close until towards the end, if I remember.
Right, at their place.
Yeah,
Yeah, at their place. I feel like we definitely should have took at least a point.
yeah.
Like,
I remember watching it. Yeah.
yeah, it was 1-1 for a large part of the game, and then the stupid penalty got given away, which, I mean, I'm still yet to see to this day because of the stupid pillar we have that stupid place.
Marching on together.
No,
Oh,
that's not happening. But obviously, the third goal, not like we do about it. We went to try and get a point, didn't quite pay off, and then one Stan James did away. There's absolutely no chance of catching it. There's no point. There's no point even trying to catch him. He's that quick.
I'll tell you what though,
We
one
don't
positive
have
that
players.
day for me is I did win a bet and I had Dan James to score and Leeds to win and a few other stuff and it all come in. So that was a positive. But yeah, I think it'll be close, man. I think you will make it close. I don't think.
We'll take the game to 100%.
Yeah.
Like I say, we did last season. Just unfortunately didn't go our way in Scotty. It won't go out. It just won't go our way again this season.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see, man.
Right, are you going to stop that, Harry?
Big up to Finley in the chat. Good to see you in the chat, mate. He says, "Oh, mate, I don't like this though." Oh dear. Oh, mate, if we conceded 3 at home, I would be fuming. I can't like again. I know we conceded 4 already, but that was to Burnley. You know what I mean? Probably the best side in the league. We concede 3 to QPR. Oh, that's not good. That's not good. But now, big up yourself, mate, for coming in. Moving on to the next game, Millwall Sheffield Wednesday. Now, Millwall again very hit and miss. Had quite a poor start to the season. Obviously, lost their opening day game, conceding 3 goals. And then obviously from then drew with Hull, and I can't remember the other results from the top of my head. But yeah, it's not been great.
4-3 against Bristol.
Oh yeah, that was it. Yeah, that was probably their best game, and they didn't win. You know what I mean? Like, it's crazy. But yeah, their problem is they concede quite a lot. Not necessarily in their last game, but the 2 before that, they did. They're taking on Sheffield Wednesday, who need to bounce back. Ken, another team that have conceded quite a bit. Obviously 6 goals in the last 2 games. Had a really good opening start to the season, but since then not really kicked on. Guys, I'll just throw out my prediction. There's always 1-0 in the Championship. I think it could be this one. I'm going to say 0-0. Lewis, how do you see this one going?
Yeah, I don't agree. Obviously, I watched Millwall last season, last week, and they were dire. They were poor, really poor. And
Lewis, enjoy your Paul put back in the 0-0 draw, yeah?
no, I enjoyed absolutely nothing that game, mate. We got there 2 minutes. We got there 2 minutes before kickoff, and I wish I never bothered. But no, I feel like I'm sure on the same wavelength as you. In terms of it won't be the greatest game. I won't go with a 0-0. I reckon there will be at least a goal. And I think I have to back Sheffield Wednesday, to be honest. I feel like Millwall, they weren't great against us. I know they're at home, and I know they can make that place an absolute fortress. But I just got being Sheffield Wednesday with Durham. I don't know why. So I'm going to stay on the fence. Not many goals. 1-0 Sheffield Wednesday.
Fair enough. 1-0 away win. Harry, mate, how do you see this one going?
I can't remember what I put, to be fair.
You put 1-1.
Yeah, we'll go with that. 1-1. Sheffield Wednesday, late equaliser, limbs, cower.
There you go, just like that. On to the next one, which is Oxford versus Preston. Now, Preston obviously got that first win, under new manager, obviously against us. Yeah, not the best performance from them, from being honest. We just weren't clinical, but they'll take it. They got a clean sheet, good start. Did win during the week as well. So, they've won their opening two, since Heckingbottom's come in. They're taking on Oxford, though, who have given it a right go. Of everyone they've played, obviously won their only game so far at home, obviously against Norwich, not conceding as well. Then obviously narrowly losing to Coventry, very, very unlucky in that game. And then obviously the last game, obviously they narrowly lost to Blackburn, but they did take the lead. Great goal in that game. Harris is looking very good. He scored in all the games so far. Can he do it again? I mean, Oxford at home, again, same as what I said about Derby. If these teams are going to stay up, it's their home form, which is going to count. And you know what? As much as Preston have been okay, I think Oxford have been a lot more entertaining so far in the last load of games. And I think because they're at home, I'm going to back them to get a result. I'm going to go with a 1-0 to Oxford in this one. I think they'll edge it being at home. I think it'll be quite a tight game, but I think Oxford will get another win at home. But yeah, Lewis, how'd you see this one going?
It's an interesting one, obviously. Preston obviously just got a new manager. They've seemed settled quite well under him. Oxford, like you missed, reiterated to decent start under decent start to the Life in Championship. And again, I don't think it'll be the greatest game in the world. I think there'll be more goals than what I've seen in the Sheffield Wednesday game. But as much as Preston have settled well under Heckingbottom, I feel like Oxford have adjusted quite well. So I feel like it'll be a close game. But with Oxford being at home, I feel like I'm going to back them because I feel like the way they did Norwich, yes, Norwich are probably absolutely awful, and I don't know if they've actually played at home since that game. I think they have they?
What's that? Oxford?
Yeah, have they played at home since?
No, they haven't. They've had 2 away games back to back.
Yeah, that's what I thought it was. So I'm going to back Oxford. I'm going to go with a 2. I'm going to go 2-0. Oxford. I feel like it won't be the greatest game in the world, but again, I feel like we're down to chances, and I feel like they'll take them when they. I feel like they maybe won't be the better team, but when the chances come to them, I feel like they'll take it.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, Harry, for this one, you did go with the same as me, a 1-0 Oxford. Are you sticking with that?
Absolutely, mate. I think it'll be a pretty boring game, but Oxford just nick it. I think out of 2 teams, Oxford have started better. So, yeah, I think Oxford for me, mate. 1-0.
Yeah, no, fair enough. On the same wavelength there, like I say. And then moving on to the next one, Plymouth Argyle are at home to Stoke. Now, Stoke, again, another team that have been very hit and miss. Obviously, won their first game against Coventry, and then obviously had a bit of a rocky spell. Obviously, lost their last game to West Brom at home. And it's an interesting one. I mean, Plymouth could say they've been getting closer, really. Obviously, they drew to Hull, and then obviously they drew also at QPR. And, well fought point, I felt it was away at QPR. I thought they done really well. 2 really good saves to, get them a point. Whittaker scored a great goal as well. He's starting to kick on by the looks of it. And I think it's a good opportunity for them to get a win at home at their ground. Again, another team that will be in that battle for me. So they've got to make their home games key. And they're playing quite an inconsistent Stoke side, I'd say. So for me, I'm actually going to go with a Plymouth win. And I'm actually going to go with a decent win for Plymouth. I'm going to go with a 2-0 clean sheet, 2-goal win for them in this one. I think, they'll edge it quite well, not edge it, but Whittaker will score, and I can see maybe Hardy scoring. Being at home, I just think they'll get that win. Stoke, like I say, very hit and miss. So that's my prediction for that. Harry, I'll start off with you again. This is the same as me. We've gone with a lot of great minds think alike, you know what I mean, on this one. So do you reckon 2-0 still?
Yeah, boring old Stoke. Been poor since whenever the game they won against. I can't remember. Was it Coventry?
Yeah, Coventry opening game, yeah.
And then they've gone to typical boring old Stoke again. So Rooney ball. Got a point against Lewis on his home game, which is fantastic. And he'll follow this up with a win, I think. So yeah, same as you, Tyler, on that one.
Yeah. Lewis, can you see a Plymouth win, or can you see something else?
I feel like it'd be one of them where Plymouth improved, and then obviously what happened at the weekend apparently it feels like 8 steps backwards. But I feel like they'll back at home park where they need to make it count. If we are being realistic, and I just got in the boat. I feel like they'll mess up somewhere and get absolutely not torn to shreds, but I feel like they'll just mess up somewhere and they'll just end up in disarray for Plymouth. So I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go 2-1 Stoke. I just got a feeling Stoke will follow up that win it midweek. Yes, they rotated, but if they could do it with a second team, what could they do with the first team?
Fair enough. Be interesting to see that game for sure, what happens. But yeah, moving on to the next game now. I think this is probably could be the game of the weekend, to be fair, in the Championship. And that is Portsmouth versus Sunderland. Now, Sunderland obviously still haven't conceded, in their opening 3 games. Obviously beat Burnley in the last game, very good win on home soil, looking good. As much as, players, Jack Clark's gone and that, they're still look like they're probably going to be, up there, definitely for sure. But they're taking on Portsmouth, who have had 3 draws, 3 very good draws. But, you're looking at it now and thinking, well, can they get that win at some point? I mean, they're at home. I know Sunderland do struggle traditionally at Portsmouth as well. Fratton Park, it's not an easy place to go. So I don't know with this one. I mean, it's very interesting. You could literally put this game any way. You could see it going any of the 3 ways. Especially when you compare it to a lot of the other games this weekend. It's either one or the other. But this one could generally go any of the 3 ways, and could be a very interesting one. I mean, I feel like Portsmouth are going to get that win. I do think this is the time where they get that win, especially being at home. But I do think it'll be a very close game. Like I say, Sunderland haven't conceded yet, but I think they will in this game. I'll be very surprised if they don't. So I'm going to go with a crazy game. There's always one crazy game as well. So I'm actually going to go over 3-2 to Portsmouth. 3-2 Portsmouth home win, and they get that win before the international break that they've probably deserved. If we're going to be honest with the start that they've had. So yeah, man. I wouldn't be surprised if it was a draw, a 2-2 draw, but I'm going to say a 3-2 in this one. Harry, you said a Portsmouth win the other day as well, a 2-1 victory. Are you standing by that? See them winning still?
This was a game for me. It's hard to predict. So I agree with you. You could go any 3 ways, but I just think Portsmouth, they've looked good at home in the home games they've played. At Sunderland, it is tough when they've just beat Burnley, but they are going to lose at some point. I think this is a game where they could slip up on. And yeah, I just still think it'll be 2-1 to Portsmouth, I think.
Yeah, Fair enough. Lewis, how do you see this one going? Do you think it can be the best game of the weekend as well?
I think it will be. I feel like Portsmouth started reasonably well. Probably a little bit frustrated that they haven't got a 3 pointer yet. Sunderland obviously are on an absolute roll at the minute. I mean, they have to be stopped somewhere, I guess, and I feel like we stopped here in a sense, but I also feel like it'll be more frustration for Portsmouth. So this round over 2-2 draw. I feel like it will be the game of the weekend. I feel like both teams taking each other, but I just got a feeling more frustration on Portsmouth hand and a little bit of frustration in Sunderland's not to keep the win going, especially if somebody like Watford does win, and obviously then they'll move to top of the table.
All right.
But I feel like it'll be a good game, but I think it'll be too close to call for a winner.
Yeah, no, it's going to be very interesting. Like I say, I was going to say 2-2, but I'm thinking, I don't know, I just think Portsmouth, like with them 3 results, I feel they deserve something. As much as Sunderland have been very good, haven't conceded. I don't know. I just think being at home, I just think they might edge it. But we'll see. It's going to be an interesting game for sure. Moving on to the last game on the Saturday, and then there's one game on Sunday that's not quite on there for some reason, but obviously we'll get into that as well. West Brom versus Swansea. Now, interesting one. I mean, Swansea, I don't really know the lineup they played during the week, but they did actually crash out, which I was very surprised about. To Wickham at home, 1-0 defeat. And, obviously in the league, obviously they got that, draw, which I'd be a bit disappointed with that they couldn't hang on against Cardiff in the derby. Again, very hit and miss. I mean, before that, got 3-0 win and then obviously lost their opening game. Bit inconsistent. I could see them having another mid-table season, to be honest. Taking on West Brom, who have done very well. Obviously won the opening game, 3-1 away win at QPR. And then obviously won their last game as well and, got a draw with Leeds at home as well. Didn't concede. So, looking very good, West Brom, so it's difficult for me not to back them being at home against this inconsistent Swansea side. So for me, I'm going to go 2-0 West Brom. I think they get a clean sheet. Again, same score as what I've said for the Plymouth game as well. So that's what I reckon for this one. Harry, you went a goal higher than me. You said 3-0 to West Brom. Do you stick by that?
Especially now that Swansea lost to Wickham in the week, yeah. that was poor. Like, come on, I ain't losing to Wickham. I mean, they're only a big one, but Swansea should win that week.
Yeah.
And yeah, like I said on Tuesday, Carl Grant and Magic Madger to score the goal. So yeah, man, 3-0.
Lewis, do you see it going any other way but a West Brom win?
No, I feel like West Brom will win. I think again Swansea probably, like you said, frustrated that we didn't get the win on Sunday. I feel like look at overall the kind of started. West Brom probably has to drop off somewhere, but I don't think it'll be this game. I feel like it'll be fairly comfortable for West Brom. So I'm going to agree with what you said, Tyler. Go 2-0 to West Brom. But I feel like a decent game, but West Brom will take their chances when they come to them.
Yeah, no, it could very well be one of them. What we'll do is I'll share the screen for the last game. For some reason, it's not on there. And that is obviously on Sunday, and that is Sheffield United versus them guys. Now, for me, I said that, I think this will be, Watford's first proper test. Well, I don't know now when I think about it, because Sheffield United, they've got good players, but the manager's just not playing them right for me. A lot of them players. You're seeing, players like Hamer drift out more wide, which I just don't know why he's not really in the centre of that. It's crazy, really. And just a few other things he's doing. It just, I don't know, like I say, guys, for me personally, I think it's holding them back. Taking on an informed Watford side, we have to be honest. if Sunderland didn't win, they got something. Whether that's a draw or a win, obviously they would go top going into the international break. And like I say, if we don't win, and Cardiff do, like I think they will, we will be bottom. So that's probably just written to start off like that, isn't it? Really. But this game, I mean, with this manager, I can't really back Sheffield United confidently like I should be able to with the squad that they've got. But I just can't. Watford have been on decent form as well, like I say. So unfortunately, I'm going to say what it was in Sheffield United's last home game, which was a 2-2 draw against QPR. So hopefully I'm wrong, and obviously they win. But I don't know, man. I ain't got faith in them at the moment. I said they'd draw to Norwich, and they did. I mean, like I say, hopefully I'm wrong, but we'll see. Harry, you narrowly had a win for Sheffield United. Are you sticking by that?
All I gotta say first is, oh no, the Luton say the Watford run.
Whoa, nah, you're kicking them off for that. That's all right.
I think we need a second time at Lewis. Remove me off this. Oh no, the Luton.
Lewis, get used to hearing it, yeah, when we come to Hull.
Lewis.
And you come to Kenilworth Road, yeah?
Hull away, mate.
And that.
I will be there at Hull away, Lewis. We lose. But nah, for this game, yeah, I'll just stick with what I've gone for. I don't think Watford, I think they'll slip up. Tough game. And hopefully this time, like I said about Norwich, which didn't happen, Gustavo Hamerlims.
Yeah, hopefully manager actually decides to put him where he should do, which is in the centre. He keeps getting him to drift out on that. It's crazy. What's that all about? Oh, I can't. I just think he's holding him back, mate, like I say. But Lewis, do you see a Sheffield United win or Watford result, a good result for them? Oh, thought he was lagging out then.
I feel it's actually a hard one to call, and maybe this might be the game of the weekend in terms of two half-decent sides playing each other. I feel like as a whole, you probably look at Sheffield United and their better squad, but nobody probably expected Watford to start how we have.
No.
Especially with Tom Cleverley's manager. So something I don't know why, but someone is telling me that Watford will go there and they'll get a result of some sort. And this ain't even to wind you up either.
No, I can tell you're being serious, mate. I know when you're being serious, and you are actually being serious. You're not even trolling.
And I feel like, we've had this started, and obviously Sheffield United, maybe by their standards, been a little bit poor.
Definitely.
4 or 5 points they've got now, I think.
I think it's only 3 in it. Yeah, only 3. Yeah. 1 draw. 1 win, 2 draws.
That's 5. Oh shit! Yeah, because point deduction.
Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot that. Someone told you that Watford can go there and they'll win it. I don't know why. I've got a feeling it was like a very decent game to watch. From a neutral perspective, I probably won't be watching it. I'll probably be watching F1.
F1 above football.
Poor. I mean, I know it's Watford playing, Lewis, but still, come on.
We'll see. Well, I say that actually. My sister's home as well, so yeah, we'll see. No, someone told me it'd be a decent game, but I feel like I don't know why. I just can't think Watford would do it. I'm going to go 2-1 Watford.
No, I hope not, mate. I hope not. But yeah, I'll probably watch a bit of it. Obviously, the big game is obviously Liverpool Man United game.
You say 1-1?
I said 2-2. 2-2. So yeah, that is our predictions done. I think on that bombshell, we've got to wrap it up because Harry's yawning out here, not me. But nah, jokes aside, anything else? Any of you want to say about anything before we end it? Starting off with you, Harry.
Everton away at Bournemouth. Bournemouth away at Everton. Come on.
Weekend, isn't it?
You are.
Is that this weekend, isn't it?
Yeah.
Nice.
I mean, I might go, I might not. See how I feel in it, but fucking.
Is that 3:00 game, is it?
Yeah. Lewis will be enjoying his defeat to Leeds and hopefully have some Bournemouth limbs.
Well, let me just see. So I swear I got a Bournemouth or Everton player to score and I get some money, or I'm thinking of another team. No, I haven't. I'm absolutely waffling. No, I haven't. So yeah, that's that. Lewis, any final things you want to say, mate?
Anything transfer wise, obviously.
Yeah, you can do.
As we've been saying the last few weeks,
because 1 minute I'm hearing Mengi's not going. Rob Edwards confirmed it. Next minute I'm hearing, apparently they've accepted a bid today. I don't know. I think loads of it's rubbish. It's the same with Joe Taylor. Apparently gone to Huddersfield on loan, but then other people saying he's staying. I don't know, but yeah, you can talk about whole transfer news. That's fine. Ours is just I'm waiting till tomorrow, mate. I'll give up.
Well, obviously we've been saying the last few weeks that it's on.
I just want it to end. You know what I mean? Remember that thing on Arsenal Fan TV? When is it going to end, Robbie? You know what I mean? That's what I'm like with our transfer window, mate. I've had enough of it. Seriously, judge me.
Yeah, I mean, it's up in the air at the minute. 1 minute we're hearing the potential of Ben Doak. Next minute we're hearing not happening. Then it's back on. Then it's not happening. Then it's back on. So no idea where that one stands.
Sounds like our business.
Apparently, don't know how true it is. Apparently, someone's flown over from Milan today to Hull. People are saying that's our striker, and people are saying it's Divock Origi, but I don't really know how I feel about that one. But I'd love it. Whether it's true or not.
I swear he went to a club, didn't he?
He went if it's still at Milan, or I don't know. I don't know.
I swear I looked the other week. He went somewhere. Let me try have a look.
Divock Origi.
Yeah, Milan. Oh no, is that AC Milan's name? Is it new name?
So he's still there. He's still AC Milan.
I didn't realise they got the same name. All right, fair enough.
Because there's
the same team, right? Makes sense.
There's rumours saying it's like a Champions League, some sort of winner. Whether he actually played or what, I don't know. But
copy of 6 signing, you got him. That's me.
If it is true, which I can't, I'm kind of not believing at all.
No.
Well, Divock Origi for Premier League, Championship. Yeah, no wrong. He's probably not as good as what he was when he was at Liverpool, whatever. But I can't see that being true. Obviously, the Ben Dark one, like I say, it's on and it's off and it's on. The Liam Cooper deal was apparently collapsed. Don't know why, but apparently that's collapsed. But again, I'm then hearing apparently we're still working on it, but it just might be after the window, which it obviously is allowed with him being a free agent. And then reports came out today saying that apparently we're going for Casey Palmer from Coventry.
Yeah.
Not too sure how I feel about that one. That's all.
I mean, if there is actual, serious, that you're looking at Ben Doak, you've probably got a better chance of getting him now because obviously Liverpool have signed Chiesa, haven't they? They got Chiesa in. So.
Well, it's not even that as well. We have.
Even if, was it a loan or permanently?
A loan with no obligation is what being reported.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, if it's true, there's a high possibility I could see that.
I mean, I think if it is true,
we've done business with Liverpool before as well.
That's what I was about to say. We've Tyler Morton last season did very well.
Carvalho as well.
Yeah, Carvalho. I feel like we'll get a loan from Premier League club, but whether it's him or not, I don't know. There's more reports. There's reports saying we're putting a bid for Tom Cannon as well.
Yeah.
that was worth 5 million, but then apparently they've now put their price. Tag to 10 million.
Yeah, I heard that because I heard the same because obviously we were looking at him apparently.
Apparently we've put another bid in for Abu Kamara because the first one got rejected. I don't know why they rejected it when the player quite seriously does not want to be there. So it sounds like we'll have a busy day tomorrow. Whether they actually get done or not is probably not. Whether they all get announced in time to play against Leeds, probably not. Whether they all get announced in time of the actual deadline, don't know. Whether we have to do them stupid little time deal sheet things.
Yeah.
Quite possibly, but all up in the air. We'll cover any people that actually do come in next. Well, on the last one before the international break, where we have a week off, which will probably be probably Monday or Tuesday.
Yeah.
Well, some point next week because actually technically we have all week free because there's no games.
Yeah. You could do it on Monday. Right. But we'll go for it.
Yeah, we'll sort it out, but a lot seems to be going on at the City, which I don't mind. We do need players in, but we'll see what happens come 11 o'clock tomorrow or after that.
Yeah.
Obviously, everything probably will be announced come Saturday morning, whether it's 1 o'clock in the morning, 2 o'clock in the morning, or anything like that.
Yeah.
It's guaranteed either us or you will put some down. Like, are you still awake at like 2 o'clock in the morning?
Yeah. One of our teams. Yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
Are you still awake like someone walking?
If we beat QPR tomorrow, don't go sleep yet, or don't celebrate. Celebrate the win too much. Look at this as well, or I don't know, it's something like that.
Stuff like that.
You know what our admins are like; they love to do stuff like that. But even if we don't beat QPR, I'll be like, have a look at this though. Or, they'll find something to say. But
it's like when in West Ham when they announced Calvin Phillips on deadline day, something like that. They said something daft like that at like 1 o'clock in the morning.
I can't even remember. I'll be honest, I can't even remember.
Actually, no, I think it might have been when actually when they signed Bowen from us. Because there was rumours circulating that it didn't get done in time, and then it did get done in time. Unfortunately, wish it didn't get done in time because we went down that season. But I can't see many outgoings. I think it'll definitely more be incomings. But obviously, at the end of the day, we can only register 25 players. So probably a few loan deals or whatever. But we'll see what happens come deadline tomorrow.
Yep, I expect it to be very busy for a lot of clubs tomorrow, given how a lot of teams, not even just really our team, Lewis, just a lot of teams, especially in England, have been very slow on business this year. Even look at Chelsea; they've got 40-odd man squad, didn't they? So it's going to be interesting to see what they do and all.
Well, he said Dave basically throws out quite a few players, and
it's going to be interesting.
They're working on deals for them, but will they all get out? Probably not. Will they?
At least we're not in the mud like them guys. You know what I mean? 40-odd players.
That's a shout, though. Aren't they playing Severity tonight again?
Yeah, they probably have. Well, it's Thursday, isn't it? So yeah, they probably have.
Chelsea versus.
I mean, 2-0 up in the first leg, weren't they? So probably won.
Yeah, it's actually here. Let's click on this. Still work to do, blah blah blah.
Oh my god, they're actually 2-1 down, which is 3-2 on aggregate. Jeez. Yeah, I just searched it.
Please lose. Please lose.
I don't know. It depends how long's added on. It's the 89th minute, so.
Yeah. Oh yeah, 2-1. Yeah.
Well, what's their lineup? Right. This is ridiculous.
That's what I was about.
That's still a good line, bro. That's still a good lineup. The only player I ain't heard of is that number 40.
Yorkshire, Yassi, Tosin. Matis, Chile, Fernandez, we got
Oh, mate,
Vega,
they're in the run.
Madueke, Kunki, Jubial, Gooey. That's a very good squad.
It is, isn't it? That's their thing, but they've just got, for me, they've got too many individuals, you know what I'm saying? Like, who they got
please.
on the weekend?
Come on, please, Betty, please.
Got Palace. They got Palace on the weekend. I mean, we'll see, innit? I've actually got a Palace player to score, Mateta. Well, if he scores, I'll win some money. It's not my pick. But I don't know, he could do, you never know. But yeah, we'll that is that of this. So big up to everyone that has tuned in. And yeah, like I say, if you are watching on my channel, if you go over to the description, it'll have all my socials, Harry and Lewis's channels are in the description as well. So obviously do subscribe. But if you're on theirs, then obviously subscribe to everyone else as well. But yeah, that's final things I want to say. I'll be back again tomorrow with a watch along again. Hopefully it's not a loss this time. A positive result to end it on the the upcoming international break. And then obviously, yeah, there will be fan cams as well after the watch along. David will be doing them. So yeah, a few people are going on. So yeah, check them out as well when they come out. And yeah, we'll be back again at some point next week doing this. But Harry, any final things about anything you'd like to say?
Up the Luton. Shit on the Hull, shit on the Norwich, and shit on Watford. Come on, there we go.
There you go. So that's a good ending. I like that. Lewis, anything you want to say?
I can't wait till next week to watch Not Fun England, because that squad, my lord, looks awful.
My worry with that England squad is the midfield for me. Very, very inexperienced. Obviously, no Bellingham as well because he's got an injury. So, yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. But yeah, well, I don't know, mate. We'll wrap it up here. So, big up to everyone. Smash a like, subscribe, follow us across everything. And yeah, man, I'll be back tomorrow on my channel. And yeah, until then.
Up the Champions League, winner.